What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Shane Mcguigan. Get this. Shane Mcguigan says that he's dangerous as hell, and that's Dubois' former trainer, and he rates his chances against Usyk. Shane Mcguigan believes Daniel Dubois will be dangerous as hell in the opening stages of his unified heavyweight world title. Challenges against undefeated Oleksandr Usyk, but ultimately calls it a puncher's chance. Okay, and this is what he said. Mcguigan praised the power of the former charge and said he has some advantages over Joshua, but said landing on Usyk was a different story. He said it's more rugged fight than Anthony Joshua. I think he's a harder puncher. I think he's more fearless, but more hittable and not as technically sound and not boxed anywhere near that level. Puncher's chance, 100%. He's got a puncher's chance. He's dangerous as hell for the first 4-5 rounds. Once Usyk starts getting his rhythm, if he hasn't been caught in the first 3 or 4 rounds, then it's definitely favored to an Usyk win. But you cannot write that man Dubois off. I've never seen people get knocked out like the way he knocks people out. He's a phenomenal puncher, but you have to land. If Usyk can adapt that style as he did with AJ, have that moving style and not let Dan set his feet, I think it will be a one-sided fight, but there's also the puncher's chance, 100%. Those are the words of Shane Mcguigan. And let me counterpunch. That shit's right up the money. The question is, does he hit harder than Anthony Joshua? Does Daniel Dubois, does he hit harder? And I will make that a question for the poll because, you know, Dubois is younger. He's naturally bigger. He's naturally slower. But he may hit harder. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if he hit harder than Anthony Joshua. I mean, see, to equate power, you know, and speed, I think Daniel Dubois has harder punches, but I think Joshua's are faster. And since Joshua's are faster, they may have a better impact on the fighters because, for one, they're a little quicker and they're better timed, so therefore they land better. Versus Daniel Dubois, when he hits you, they're thudding. Okay, but they're not as fast. It's more like a George Foreman punch compared to a Joe Frazier, right? And I think that's what Shane is getting at. Now, a puncher's chance, yes, he has a puncher's chance because, again, he hits hard as a mother sucker. He's big, naturally big, and I agree with Shane that he's going to come out, and he's already said it, Daniel Dubois has, that he's going to come out swinging like a madman. If you guys can remember, he said you got to be like a madman. You just got to go in there crazy with him. So there you go. And tomorrow, okay, I will do the breakdown and the prediction of my own. You know, and this is a piece of it because I do agree, you know, somewhat of Shane because he will come out throwing punches. You know, 3 or 4 rounds, you know, he gives them. I give Daniel a little bit more than that because I think since he's naturally bigger, he doesn't get as tired faster, okay? Because I think he's slower. He's going to have to worry about the movement of Usyk anyway. So if he has to worry about that, he won't throw a lot of shots. And if he does, it's going to look foolish. Unless he gets him, cuts off the ring, and gets him in the corner and just wells the shit out of him. That's what's going to have to happen. But Daniel Dubois does hit hard as hell. And this is coming from somebody that used to train him. So somebody that used to train him knows this guy hits hard. Now understand, Shane Mcguigan, I don't think he's a heavyweight. Just like Robert Garcia wasn't a heavyweight when he trained Joshua. So maybe the size of these guys are getting hit by guys that are much bigger than him may give them a perception that these guys hit hard. You know what I mean? You're 170 pounds, but you're getting hit by somebody my size, 230, 240, and you're thinking like, Jesus, this guy is a hard hitter. Well, you know, could a guy hit like that your own size or your own weight, 170? You know what I mean? You're going to be able to feel the difference by default versus someone that's stronger, like myself, is getting hit. You know, you should still be able to feel the punches, but, you know, Daniel Dubois does have punching power. Also confirmed by Joe Joyce, because remember, Joe Joyce said, hey, he hits hard. Okay, so I believe he hits hard. However, let me counterpunch. Daniel Dubois, based on the guys that he's fought, the devastating power. Yeah, he's hurt guys like that, but he ain't Deontay Wildering these fucking guys, okay? All right, I got to keep it a buck. He's not doing that. Those fights, those first 12 or whatever that he was involved in, 10 out of those 12 fights where he got knockouts, I feel were prematurely stopped. Since they were prematurely stopped, you can't have a knockout. You don't have these guys just laying over the floor. Okay, those punches didn't last like that. Now, he did knock the shit out of Trevor Bryant. Okay, but Trevor Bryant did taste that left hook power, and that left hook came at a weird angle. Okay, so yeah, I do give him credit in that regard. But those guys, when he was with Shane, and if he's using that as an example, I don't quite buy it, people, because Daniel Dubois wasn't knocking these guys out cold. He was stopping these guys by the ref not liking to see the punishment, though those fighters were standing. You know, so I think, if anything, Daniel Dubois hits hard, but as just a KO guy, I don't give him that credit for just yet. But anyway, I may be wrong. But you guys tell me what you think of former trainer Shane Mcguigan giving Daniel Dubois one hell of a puncher's chance because he hits harder than you know what. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace!